Hey, what's up? My name's Eric. Welcome to the Flowbass channel. Great to see those smiling faces right here in this video. Now, my subscribers probably have already seen this. I've recently purchased a John boat and I've been slowly turning it into a mini bass boat. I built a deck on it, and if you want to see that, if you haven't, if you're not a subscriber, definitely hit the little card right here. You can see how I built the deck, the process, what it looks like, everything I went through. And then after that, we've now chosen our propulsion, both gasoline and electric powered. And this video you're watching right here specifically pertains to the outboard that I purchased for my John boat. Now, if you own a small vessel that has one of those bolt-on or clamp-on motors that just clamp to the transom that they consider to be a portable or removable motor, you definitely want to pay attention to this video, because if you have one of these motors, you know that it's probably one of the bigger investments that you've made for your vessel, if not the most expensive. Some of these motors cost more than the John boat itself. I know mine definitely did, but again, I bought my John boat secondhand, so of course it's going to be the most expensive investment for me. But nonetheless, whether the motor costs more or less than the boat that it's attached to, you want to make sure it's secure, that nobody's going to just walk up, unclamp your motor, and walk away with it. That would definitely be a huge loss for me, and I'm sure it would be for you as well. So in this video, I'm gonna show you the top 3 methods to secure your small, removable, or portable outboard to your vessel. And I'm gonna throw in a little bonus one right in the end for you too, so definitely stay tuned for that one. It's just a little added extra security to keep this puppy locked to your boat, and basically so no one can walk off with it and have a good time with your motor. Now guys, I'm sure you've heard the term, it's there to keep honest people honest, and that couldn't be a better definition for these particular devices. If someone comes along and they truly want to steal your outboard and they have the right tools, the will and determination, they will be able to defeat these items. So I just want you guys to keep that in mind. They are not a permanent security solution, but they will help deter theft where it definitely can be avoided.
Now, this first method, you probably already have everything you need right at home, and I'm going to show you what that is right now. That's right, a padlock is all you need to secure your motor to the boat.
And what you do with this padlock, well, I'm about to show you. Now, my example is probably the best example as to why this is my least favorite method and the easiest one to defeat, for a few reasons. Let's take a look.
Now, I'm sure you've noticed that your outboard motor is secured by these clamps, and they have these holes in them. Well, you can stick your padlock through the hole in this one and lock it into place so these will not be able to twist and no one can unclamp your motor. But they are very easy to break and defeat. So you just need a pair of pliers or just apply enough force and you can snap the holes and open these up and take the padlock off. So this is why this is my least favorite, but I will show you how to install this just to give yourself a little added security.
Oh, and keep in mind, some of these tabs are made out of metal or aluminum. Those are definitely a better case scenario than the ones I have here on my 9.9, which are plastic. So presuming you have this set up, obviously you want your lock unlocked. It doesn't have to be this long. Shorter ones are definitely better, but you can still use something like this. What you want to do is start underneath. So you go underneath one hole, bring him all the way up, and then flip it around like this, and then you can locate the second hole, which again, mine is not a good example, and then line her up, lock her in place, and you're good to go. You will not be able to fully unclamp these. It only has so much range of movement before the lock ceases the movement of these little tabs right here. And then removing it's pretty simple. It's just your steps in reverse and boom, back to normal. Well, sort of. So for the next example, I'm going to show you to secure your motor to your transom. You are going to need 2 bolts, 4 washers, preferably some lock nuts, or they make some special security nuts. You can get those as well, or you can get this all in a kit. And then of course, a drill with preferably a tungsten carbide drill bit or something that's going to go through metal very easily. And before I forget, you'll also need a hacksaw.
Now, I'm not going to demonstrate this on my motor because I want to keep it intact. I will eventually be taking this on and off periodically, so this isn't for me, but it might be for you. what you want to do is you're going to saw off these bolts right here with the clamps. You're going to saw them completely off both sides, and then you're left with a small hole here. Now you may need to open it up, that's why you need the drill bit, but you'll also need to drill through the transom and then on the other side through the bracket right here.
Now that might be one of the most secure methods that I'm showing you here today, but it's very permanent. You have to take it off with tools. So a thief that brought tools along, or maybe he has scoped it out before, they might be able to take this off. Or if you get one of those specialty lock nuts that takes a special key, that's gonna keep this even more secure. So really your only option is to cut it off if you don't have that key. So that might be an option, but again, it's very, very permanent. That one isn't for me, but it might be for you. Now we're finally on to the option that I'm going to use on my particular motor. Now this is definitely one of the more secure methods in my opinion, and there's many companies out there that make this product. You don't have to go with Trimax. You can do any other company. I know TH Marine has something like this. There's quite a few out there that you can choose from. I personally chose Trimax because I have experience with this company. I've used them in the past before. They've been great for me, so I'm sticking with what I know. Now essentially this is just a clamp, and it clamps down over the little tightening tabs or screws, whatever you want to call it, and locks them in place so you can't move them around anywhere, and they are secure. And of course, this is pretty easily removable with a little key right here. Now installation is quite simple. You want to start with the top first and orient the tabs the way that's going to work best for you and your locking device. For me, I feel like this should be the best. Okay, yep, feels like that's the best. So you want to clamp down the top half first, and you really got to make sure you get it in there nice and tight and it's not moving. And then take your lower half and make sure you keep the foam pads in here. That's going to contact your tabs, keep everything from vibrating so everything stays nice and tight. So you just come up underneath, and this may take some finagling because this is a tight fit. So get it all the way up in there. Now mine is right there. I can't quite turn the key, so what I'm gonna do is use a clamp just to tighten this down and gain that little bit of extra precision, and I'll be able to lock this in place. All right, so I have it clamped down just to get it squeezed extra tight, and I think that does it. All right, so once you have that device mounted to your clamps, you want to go ahead and check the tilt function of the motor to make sure that it doesn't interfere with anything and that you can actually trim it up during transport, or whatever situation you might need to tilt the motor up, like if you're launching in a real shallow ramp. You guys know the drill. Perfect. Bet you thought I forgot about you. Well, I didn't. I was running out of daylight, so it's about a week later, and you can hear I'm losing my voice, so bear with me, guys. But I told you I had a fourth and final way to keep your outboard locked up and secure when it's unattended, to give you a little extra peace of mind. So just to help ensure that nobody steals this. But of course, if you have tools and the will, there is a way, so just keep that in mind. But it's pretty simple. All you need is a cable lock, and that's going to give you some extra security, just so when the boat's unattended, I know that it's going to be pretty difficult to steal this unless they come with like bolt cutters or tools to take apart my outboard. But let's take a closer look, and I'll show you how I've got it set up, and maybe it'll inspire you and help you to give you that extra peace of mind as well. So the way I have mine rigged up is I have a 12-foot cable lock, and it's wrapped around one of the big center posts of my fence. And then I have it wrapped underneath the trailer, through the rear handle of the boat, and then through the big handle on the actual outboard itself. And this handle is beefy. I mean, you really gotta take some time to take it all apart if you wanna get this motor off of this boat. So those are some of the ways that you can lock up your outboard to your boat, again, for removable outboards. And like I said earlier, guys, these are not foolproof. They definitely can be beaten, but it's there to deter theft where it can be avoided. So I hope this video helped you out, guys. And if you liked it, hit that subscribe button, follow along with the John Boat build. I got a lot of awesome adventures coming and some awesome, big, exciting news that I want you guys to be a part of. So in the meantime, I'll see you in the next video. My name's Eric. This is the Flow Bass channel. Peace out.